Hello, how you doing? Hope everyone's going well. I'm just doing another Sketchy live, trying to do lots of these, trying to do as many as I can. I'm on a smaller pad today, I've got something else happening here. Here we go, let's just checking it's up on YouTube. Yep, and it's up on YouTube, just turn the volume down. And just checking we're up on Twitter. Making sure that's live as well. Cool. Sweet. So, I didn't put the call out today for people to join because I didn't really know I was going to do it and when I was going to do it. And you know, I don't want to harass people all the time and say, oh, come and join me on my live. So I figured I'd just do it occasionally. So what I'm doing today is an element. I've been so with the pages of my picture book, I've been drawing the whole page, which was, well, the exposure is intense here. Let's try and get the exposure a bit better. Let's see if that's a bit better. I can't see what's on the page there at all. Let's see how that works out. Oh, there we go, then we can see something now. So, I was sketching out the whole page, and you know, like initially I was saying, you know, I'll sketch out all the elements, I'll sketch out the background, I'll sketch out the foreground characters, and do it all as separate elements. And that way I can kind of manipulate them differently in post. And then for some reason I just started, for the last couple of pages, just started drawing the whole page. And I thought, why didn't I do this from the start? Because this actually helps make the process faster. And I've discovered why. Because I want to use the backgrounds and all the other elements, and that, if need be, use them in the backgrounds and whatever of other pages. You know, change them around a bit, make a few alterations, because you know this book is pretty much set in the one house. And so, like, you know, there's obviously going to be things which crop up several times. So why not use the wallpaper and the room drawings and things like that? You know, be able to do them, reuse them. You know, maybe in, you know, on a different scale or different sections of or whatever. So for my backgrounds, I'm using this big pad which I've got behind me here, and for the foreground elements I've got this smaller pad which I can still quite draw characters quite large on. And so what I'm drawing here, you can't really see it here, but off to the side I've got, let's try and bring it in. So here in this double page spread we go, you know, sometimes it's fun to make up a song you can sing while you're working to help you along. And so here we are, we've got Elijah and Crumpet sitting at the desk, and they're playing instruments. Crumpet's on the trumpet, of course, because it rhymes. And Elijah's on the ukulele, of course, because it doesn't rhyme. What instrument rhymes with Elijah? Don't know if there is one. Anyway, so I'm drawing at the moment. I'm drawing this Crumpet element playing the trumpet to put on the background at a later stage. Well, soon stage. So I had to kind of try and figure out how to actually draw a trumpet as well. How to what a trumpet actually looks like. because I have never seen a trumpet in real life, and you know, it can be a kid's drawing equivalent of a trumpet. I think I don't see an issue with that. And it could be, you know, doesn't have to be a real trumpet as well. It could be like a toy trumpet. And another big thing I've been learning, especially when the weather's been so hot and I'm doing pencil sketches, is I might have mentioned on the sketch that I posted last night how it was really hot. I was just sweating, and I was just kind of smudging the lead pencil on the page. And so my plan for this drawing is I've lightly sketched out some proportions just to make sure it was all going to fit on the page, and I'm going to work from left to right. And I didn't swap the camera around either, so it still looks like I'm a lefty. Next time I do a live, I'm going to set it up so it's actually the right way around, so I don't look like a lefty. Not that there's anything wrong with being a lefty, but I'm just not one. So yeah, so I've done that wrong already, and I kind of work out how the hands go on the trumpet as well. So it looks like kind of your hand kind of goes down to support the trumpet. I imagine it if you're right-handed on the left-hand side of a trumpet, and the right hand, of course, is up there twiddling the buttons, whatever you call that technical term, twiddling. And so, you know, New Year's come along, and I kind of been thinking of New Year's resolutions, and New Year's resolution pretty much is to make my creative work for me, you know, actually make a living of my artwork, which has actually made me kind of fine-tune some, like I love creating content, and I could go in a endless sea of all the actual content options that I could make, you know, like, because there's so many options available. There's podcasts and, you know, video options, and, you know, setting up websites and blogs, things like that, and how you break that down. You know, you can start off on your video, and then you can rip off the audio for a podcast, and it's just never ending. Like, there's so many options when it comes to creating content, and I think this job is really great because it's kind of forced me to think about, okay, like it is important to document your journey, because it shows what you're up to. You're creating a body of work while you're creating your artwork, but you can't let that slow down or hamper your artwork. Like if I'm doing a vlog every night, it takes time to edit. That time that I've taken to edit, I could be creating the artwork. So that's why I'm kind of leaning more on doing lives, because I'm creating the work, sharing my ideas at the same time, creating content at the same time, and it's a good way of creating content. Like, not many. There's a lot less people watching on the live, but I do It's not so bad on live when I put the call out the night before or whatever, and say, you know, going live at this time of the day, and come and join me. I normally put the call out for see, it looks like Crumpet's left-handed as well, or something weird going on because of the mirror imaging on this. I'm actually going to give Crumpet fingers here, which I don't normally do. Kind of fingers, Muppet style fingers. Yeah, so doing live is a good way to create content while still being able to create your work. And as I said, if I put the call out the night before, I'll get a bunch of people on. And also after you do a live as well, if you actually promote that live on all your social channels and say, you know, check out the replay, blah blah blah, you'll actually get a few people watching it that way as well. So it's not a complete loss in terms of, you know, moving from vlog to doing lives. And so thinking for 2020, that's what it is now, I can't believe it's 2020. I'm thinking in terms of my content that I'll be doing lives most days. What I'd consider, you know, I don't know who considers a work week to be like, you know, 5 days a week or whatever, but so like 5 days a week kind of doing a live, but also during that week I want to do a couple of tutorials, like really basic style tutorials. Kind of, or maybe just one that can be posted on my days off. So my plan is to not have 2 days off in a row, and then like on the first day I can post my tutorial, schedule my tutorial for my day off, that post, and on the very last day off, have that as a vlog style thing. That's a little less kind of, it's a bit more random, it's a bit more just vision, it's a bit more, maybe a bit more cinematic, you know, it kind of depends. But I want to try and put something out every day on YouTube, be it a live or be it a pre-recorded thing. Because with live you can actually, you know, you can actually say, well, I want to do it every day or whatever, you know. I don't want to do it every day because I do want to have some days off. Being a dad, want to do the family stuff that we do. Just have a day dedicated to family stuff. and also I was thinking, maybe I can record the audio for a podcast while I'm drawing. That way I can kill two birds with one stone. It's terrible saying that. But I'm too distracted while I'm drawing. Like, my speaking style is too... Like, I'm concentrating on other things, and I'll probably be talking more about what's on the page, so anyone listening on the podcast is kind of going, huh? What's this guy talking about? So, but I did do daily podcasts for a reasonable amount of time, and they were just on hands-free when I was driving to my lawn mowing jobs, and they work out pretty good. Just like talking about what's on my mind, a bit of update, what's going on, all that kind of stuff. Now I've got to work out this mouth. Where do I go? He's got to be happy. Happy monkey. Normally I don't. Normally it's been too hot to have the windows down, have the air conditioning on, windows up. And I've got the windows down and I'm in a car park, kind of near a garden section. So if anybody pulls up next to me or walks past, is going to go, who's that guy talking to? What's that guy? And that guy's weird. So this is working a little bit better for the smudge factor, or the anti-smudge factor. And also found a nice little tip for photographing illustrations that are then going to be used for your artwork, is that, I've spent heaps of time at night time trying to get the light right to photograph these things before I colour them. To get the right perspective so you're not off at an angle or anything like that, you've pretty much got to be directly above it. And I don't have a ring light, sadly. One of those ring lights would be cool, that would be perfect. But failing that, if you don't have a ring light surrounding your phone or your camera, is to actually take photos outside in daylight, and even get somewhere where you can bounce a bit of light off of a white wall or something like that. Bit of a filmmaking technique, that the bouncing the light off of something white. There's a lot of films that I've worked on where a technical piece of equipment would be a white piece of styrofoam. And you use that just to bounce the light onto the subject. Works really well. And so, in an ideal world, my best content would be, is for YouTube, I would have 5 sketchy lives, just like this, per week. I would have 1 very simple style tutorial, and the tutorial would be about how I any element of how I create my work or how I get my work out on social media, and all of the kind of apps and tools that I use, because I kind of want to promote myself as a mobile content creator, artist, as in pretty much everything I create I do it on my phone. So like D Nimmin, who does all his YouTube stuff about video production and whatever on your mobile phone, mine's going to be similar except more from an artist perspective, and it's going to be, I'm not going to talk about any apps or programs or anything like that I don't use. They're going to be tutorials about stuff that I'm using and how I do what I do, and hopefully that might be helpful for someone else in a similar situation, to get ideas about how they create their work, because you know, a lot of artists probably in my position, dead broke, trying to get out of that mindset. That's not the mindset. I'm already rich, but what is rich? Rich is like, I heard on a podcast the other day that the definition of success was freedom, and I 100% agree with that. Freedom to get up and do what you want to do, when you want to do it. That is the true definition of success. And working towards it. This needs a bit of a lip around this edge of it. Trumpety bit too, I think. So I'm quite enjoying drawing the entire page, because that also fixes you in as to where the characters are and stuff. If I've got the characters like, Crumpet's obviously sitting at the table here, but once I've drawn my larger drawing, which will be a little bit boring because there's just going to be a background of a table, then I can move the characters around on that. So it's back to my original plan. I kind of forgotten about it, got distracted by it or something, or thought there was a quicker and easier route, because you don't want to spend time doing heaps of stuff that's unnecessary. And I found cutting out the characters and cutting out the images digitally, even though there's some pretty good technology for cutting that out digitally, I was still having to do a very precise job, and that was quite time consuming. So I thought if I could cut out the cutting out element a bit, it'd be a time saver. Turns out that it's a false time saving. At present, I think. So no one's on the live. I mean, it was pretty much what I expected. I think America's sleeping right now. Most of my YouTube community are from America. Of course, apart from Elijah and Crumpet, because they're fellow Australians. I'm hoping that they're missing the fires. They're above the fires. They're in Queensland. I don't think it's going all the way up there yet, but it's pretty intense. It's gigantic. This fire's massive. Before I get on, creating content as an artist, so I'm kind of on that theme. I just had to look at my title to kind of see. This one thing with the lives is what I was thinking, is I kind of come up with an idea and kind of riff on that idea while I'm drawing. So the idea is, creating content as an artist. That's me riffing. Hey, Artist Fun, how you going? Nice to see you here. Must be late where you are. because I was just talking about all the American content creators that are on my YouTube, and I figured you'd all be asleep. I figured I'd draw this and nobody would know. But you're up. How you going? So here I'm drawing an element of a page of the kids book. Kids book. I say kids book. Picture book. Got to keep it right. Picture book for Elijah and Crumpet. And so this character here is going to be cut out and placed on a background which I'm drawing. Waiting for a video to download. Lol. I should be in bed. Yep, I know that one. I often find myself like, so often when I'm downloading, uploading, whatever, is when I catch some lives or whatever, because it'll be the middle of the night and I go, oh, so and so's gone live, cool, I'll go and check out what they're doing, and then I get trapped. Not that I'm going to trap you. I love watching other sketch. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it's good fun, isn't it? I need to find some more artists that do live sketches as well. So if you've got any that you know of, please drop links, because as I say, when I'm sketching or when I'm up late at night, either uploading or whatever, it's good to have something to check out, and like I find I learn a lot looking at other people sketch. Not that I imagine many people would learn a lot from what I do. That's pretty basic, but yeah. So I hope you had a great Christmas and New Year. Ours is pretty laid back, being with you know, New Year's Eve and Christmas definitely change when you got kids. Less of New Year's Eve, more of Christmas. I think you do an awesome job, and like your chats on Twitter when giving advice. Thank you. Just checking my exposure there's gone a bit crazy. Oh, that's because I've got the low battery call. Let's hope the exposure pops back. So I'll run out of battery at some stage. I should have checked that. But you know, when you get a chance to go live, you just go live. As you see, I'm in my car here. I could potentially plug in the power. I could give it a go. So I have to turn the ignition on. Then I'll try not to run the battery down. You know, run the battery down charging your phone. Charge battery down on your car, that is. Don't know. So always kind of... It was okay. I was on medicine that made me severely depressed and a few other side effects. Off it all now, starting to feel like myself again. Well, that's good that you've managed to get off your medication and you're feeling better. It's a bummer that you had to feel that way during Christmas and New Year's. I just readjusted the exposure there again. See if it looks a bit better. Because it's blowing out a bit. Just got to touch the screen and see if it works a bit better. It looks a bit You're not the kind of person to get depressed. It's a bad day, but not depressed. Never want to feel like that again. Yeah, for sure. I have been getting, I must say, I've been pretty depressed myself. Not on any medication, but all of the bushfires and stuff that have been going on here, really, it's massive and it's everywhere and it's really getting me down. So I've got a bit of a New Year's resolution because I'm really worried about the state of the planet and the fact that how often these bushfires, how more regular occurrences they are, and so I want to start creating with a view to be a positive for the world and the planet, in terms of, like, because I'm wanting to create t-shirts and things like that, trying to find the best kind of ethical sources for that. Hey Frank, how you going? Great to see you here. Happy New Year. That was fun. Yeah, it made me humble. I have a soft side now for everyone depressed. Yeah. Glad to catch you. Yeah, this was I just jumped on the live here without doing a call out like I normally do. Because I'm going to be doing this a whole bunch more. I was saying before how I've got less time to create vlog style content, because I want to focus more on the artwork and getting that happening. And I thought, well, how do I create content at scale, as Gary Vee would say, while limited time. So I figured more going live is the key. And so here I am doing a whole lot more going live. I'm still going to do podcasts. I've got a podcast, for those who don't know, called Fork in the Road, which has been the format is forever changing, but I think the latest format was me just having a chat for 10 minutes while I'm driving to my next lawn mowing job, talking about art stuff, mindset stuff, tips, tricks and hacks and that kind of stuff that I've learned or that I'm doing, I'm trying to learn. You like how, so Frank adding more, but yeah, I like how the final works with colour are turning out. Thank you very much, man. Yeah, it's certainly interesting as soon as you start adding colour. You start to realise it's a whole different world that, I might not have potentially thought about. That is fun. I want to start sketching pugs. I'm a pug freak. Yes, pugs are awesome. I love pugs. I love dogs. Ink pug is my favourite. That and monkeys. And yours are my favourite. Oh, thank you. I see you got a whole bunch of cool photos up, Frank. I haven't had a chance to check them out yet. Well, I've seen the ones on Instagram. Your New Year's Eve photos. That was really cool. You always have a great eye for You know, it had a really good look to it, those photos. Nice city feel. I saw something, you might have been hearing about how, you know, talking about cancelling the all those your main street photography. Yeah, I love your street photography. It's really cool. We've got a real, like, documentaries, you know, slash arty feel to them. Arty morbidy feel to them. No, they're not very morbid. So you were getting the main photos I really use. Those, yeah, cool. Inkbug does cards and things like their sketches for sale on Etsy. You should do that. Do you have merch? No, I don't have merch, and I really have been. That's one of the things. Like, I wanna be very planned with the content that I'm creating. So I'm making the most of my time, and you know, like, I love vlogs, and I love the filmmaking element of vlogs, and you know, I'm a filmmaker. It kind of comes from my background of filmmaking that I love that. But the thing is that I'm not promoting my services as a filmmaker, or as a camera operator, or as an editor. I'm promoting my services as a illustrator, an artist, someone doing picture books. So it doesn't really make sense that I put in a lot of time to create a vlog at this point in time, unless I get to a point where I want to do video work as well. So really what I want to showcase is the art and the drawing aspect of things. So it doesn't have to be a polished, edited thing, you know. It can be alive of me just rabbiting on while I'm drawing. Yeah, Frank anymore, but I do YouTube, Twitter, and Insta. Yeah, they are pretty much my main focuses, and you know, I see the attraction and the benefit of doing TikTok, but recently I've just turned it off. I thought, okay, TikTok is great, and it's very creative. There's some people doing some really creative stuff on there, and it requires a bit more effort, and it requires the effort for it to be dedicated specifically for TikTok, and I just don't have that time. So I'm kind of off the TikTok a bit. Same here anymore, but on Facebook too, but mainly because of family and clients. I'm a muralist and a faux finisher by trade for about 30 years now. Yeah, and you've got some awesome stuff. I saw a few of your videos a while back now, but yeah, it's really cool stuff. When you have merch, I want a hat, shirts, and socks. Shit, I better get on it and make those. And so what I'm talking about with documenting and content creation and stuff is that if you spend all your time vlogging, spend all your time, then there's no time to create merch. There's no time to create, and like, I need to focus on the things, money earning things. Not because I'm a money grabbing, mogul, greedy person, but because I really need money, because otherwise we won't be able to live in the house we're living in. You know, that kind of thing. Good old fashioned keep a roof over your head and feed your family kind of money. And at the moment, lawn mowing is kind of wound down a bit because everything's so dry here at the moment. You know, everything's catching on fire. It's so dry. There's not much lawn mowing going on because it's just so dry. Unless I'm slashing big dry weed patches that people have let go, and it has become a fire hazard, and I'm in there kind of clearing it out. I just started using TikTok. Same issue. Don't have the time. Yeah, I know. If you're going to do TikTok right, you need to be dedicated and put time towards, you know. And it's content which doesn't go so well on other platforms. It's pretty much TikTok is just for TikTok, I think. TikTok for TikTok's sake. Any more? Oh well, that's super amazing. Yeah, no. Another great artist here in the chat. In the chat of two, one day. Well, have had chats of up to 5, 6, sometimes 7. I do mainly music and photography. I do live stream every Wednesday morning. Andy usually makes it there too. Yeah, and Frank's live stream is just such a, I mean, you showcase your photography, you chat with the community, and your community is just so fun, and everyone has a really good time on your live streams. I really look forward to them. The only problem is they're in the middle of the night, so it usually means that I've should be in bed, or I'm trying to get a sketch out or something like that. There's a reason why I'm up watching at the same time. And Frank is an illustrator as well. I mean, you do photography and you're a musician, but you do some really cool illustration too, Frank. But I'm not sure if that's how I initially found you on Instagram. I'm trying to remember how I initially found you. Or did you find me? I don't know. But some really cool kind of pen illustrations. Black and white kind of stuff. I'm big into black and white, as is Frank, as you'll see by his live stream. His photography's not black and white, but Jerry, I need to get back to it. Yeah, the sketching, that was cool. I love seeing your sketches. Whether you need to niche, I really get annoyed by the niche thing, if you've got to have an Instagram specifically for your artwork, then an Instagram specifically for your... I like to be more of the idea that your personal brand is your everything. You are your... Oh, you saw Fork in the Road shorts on Insta. Okay, cool. You see, a lot of people have found me through those. And the fact that I'm not doing them now, I'm kind of going, oh, should I be doing them? They used to be a minute long. And they take a surprising amount of time. Because I want to do them with subtitles, and I want to edit them the way I edit them and stuff like that. And I think subtitles on your social media videos are really important, because a lot of people like myself, I'll often be next to a sleeping kid, or I'm trying to get a kid to sleep, and they're kind of half going off to sleep and I'm looking through and I don't want to play a video out loud, but if I can read the subtitles, I'm in. Thanks, man. My videos are cinematic and have a great vibe and spirit. Thank you so much. Yes, I'm kind of focusing now on the lives, focusing on the podcast. I'm going to be doing podcasts while I'm driving to jobs. I'm going to do a weekly tutorial, Frank, about stuff that I do in my work. Because that Prism Live Studio tutorial that I did, which was really basic, like I recorded it and pumped it out in about, took me maybe 20 minutes to create that video. But edited and everything, it would have taken an hour tops. And that thing's almost had 3,000 views. For me, is massive. Like my biggest view below that is, that's not my channel trailer, is about a bit over 100, 120 or something like that. So what brings in the money? Because as I said, not because I'm trying to be a money grabbing, fiend. I just want to exist doing what I love. I want to do what I want to do. Is it your channel and provide my feedback? Cool. Yep. Cool to see people checking out what each other's doing. And oh, just ran out of batteries, I think. If you're still there, goodbye everyone. I've just run out of batteries. What are we up to? 46 minutes. Let's see if I can plug in and save it. And turn the car on. Is it still going? Are we still live? I might have saved it. Okay, let's see where we are. That was fun. When I was a kid, I was obsessed with drawing a dust ball. Yeah, that's cool. It looked like the top of your monkey. Okay, with just eyes and yeah, cool. That was fun. I only had 3 toes. Well, sometimes horns and ears. Yeah, that sounds very cool. I like that character. I still see you, cool, and yes, all good. Okay, so I managed to avoid the battery shutdown. I talked about doing the battery and then I forgot about it because I thought I'd just kind of... And I can't even see the cable hanging right there. Technology is amazing. Here I am sitting in my car in the car park, sketching and broadcasting worldwide. Oh yes, I'll be doing some tutorials, and like one a week, and I'd post that on the day which I'm kind of having off. And then more of a vlog style one, which I will be shooting right through the week and editing right through the week, and then just kind of post that on my last day off. So that I get 7 days a week. Holy moly. That's my goal. Because I find that the live streams are quite good for what do you call it? What's that thing? I keep forgetting that word. Accountability, that's right. Because if I the night before say, oh, I'm going live at this time and whatever, I've got to fit my diary around that. I've got to make that work. Between my lawn mowing jobs and being a dad and doing shopping and all that kind of stuff. So it's good for that, especially if you know schedule it. Sadly, I'm not at the point where I've got 1,000 subscribers and I can do my lives directly from YouTube mobile, because that way I can have a reminder which comes up like I get with Frank. Oh,